Hello and welcome to my channel Happy Hours. In my last video I discussed about some of the important concepts like state, nation, diplomacy, strategic partnership, geopolitics and the different types of trades. In this video I am going to discuss about the Cold War, NATO, WARSAW Pact and the non-aligned movement. So what are we waiting for? Let's jump to the first topic, which is Cold War. Cold War. The era was 1945 to 1991. The world was divided into bipolar world. There were two poles, USA and USSR. There is no direct confrontation. The two conflicting parties are not exactly fighting with each other. They were going to the third party and third country and they influenced them. And the fight started in the third party country. Like North Korea, which was influenced by USSR, and the South Korea with USA. They started fighting with each other. Now they became the proxies, or we can say dummies, for the USA and USSR. They were doing so that they can spread their influence and ideologies and to be called as the superpower. USS wanted to spread the idea of capitalism, whereas USSR wanted the idea of socialism. Socialism in future was known as communism, and the Karl Marx was the father of socialism. Socialism is where there is no private ownership and the government owns everything, so the profit is negligible, whereas capitalism is having the private ownership and the profit is maximized. Now let us understand the definition of Cold War. Cold War was an ongoing political rivalry between United States and the Soviet Union, which is also known as USSR. George Orwell was the first one to coin this term in an article published in 1945. Now we have to understand one more thing, and that is why it began. As the World War II transformed both the United States and USSR, turning the nations into formidable world power. Now both of them wanted to show that we are in power, or we can say they want to show that I am superpower. USA was knowing that the USSR was very powerful because it was having the big army and they defeated the Axis powers in the World War II, which was the Germany, Japan and Italy. Germany and Italy surrendered because of the USSR, but Japan, it attacked the Pearl Harbor of America. Now to show its power, America tried to take the revenge of the Pearl Harbor. He attacked Japan with nuclear bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The question arises, why nuclear attack? America said, I wanted to take the revenge of the attack of Pearl Harbor. But America got criticized for its action. You can use any other apart from nuclear attack, but you used nuclear attack. Cause still Japan is facing problems. The soil is affected of uranium. They cannot grow crops at that place. So America given another explanation that they wanted to end the World War II. There were two bombs fired. Those was Fat Man and the Little Boy on the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now, in other words, we can say the answer lies in the events which happened towards the end of Second World War. It was a race for being the hegemon of the world. USSR, the strongest military power of the time, made Germany surrender and was ready to become the hegemon. But USA dropped nuclear weapons on Japan to showcase its military power. a race also started to spread their respective ideologies among USS and USSR, and that is capitalism and socialism respectively. Next is how was the Cold War fought? We have to understand that. Experts have termed Cold War as a race between two blocs. One bloc is USSR and the other is USA. It was clear that there was no direct confrontation between the two. The race can be viewed from two aspects. First, the race for extending their respective sphere of influence with respect to their respective ideologies to other nations, means like socialism or capitalism spread. Next, the arms race, especially nuclear arms. It was believed that the arms acted as deterrents, the act of showing the other that we are powerful and to stop others to even think to attack. Here comes the concept of power. It is an act of influencing other. When you can influence the other, it means you are powerful. There are two types of power. One is the hard power and the other is the soft power. Hard power is the power when you are using some tool to suppress, like use of weapon to influence others. Whereas soft power is influencing with the power of capability. Like with growing economy of India, every other countries want to maintain good relation with India. It is the soft power of India. The overall concept of power, the influence is the key word. Till the time the people next to you accept your power, you are not powerful. Means you should be considered powerful, then only you will be able to influence others. Now, what were those situations which make the two blocs powerful? First was the geopolitical situation. Second, the decolonized countries from Europeans. Now, let us understand in detail. Both the power blocs, that is USSR and USA, wanted to increase their respective spheres of influence by extending their respective ideologies. The geopolitical situation was also conducive for this race because small countries who were recently decolonized wanted to be tied to one superpower in order to avoid influence of the other superpower. The small nations, on the other hand, were given the promise of protection, weapons, and the economic and food aids against their local rivals. Means they, on the name of being the side of any one power, they were supplied with the aid or they were giving the protection. Next, we have to understand NATO and Warsaw Pact. NATO. NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It was established in the year 1949. These are military alliance and the members were 32. There is an article which is article number 5 mentioned in this, and under this it is written, if any non-member is attacking, then all the 32 members our nations are going to fight together to that country. Means there are 32 member countries, and if any one of that 32 country is going to get attacked from the outside NATO pact, the whole 32 countries are going to fight against that country. And it is a rule that there are two new alliances that are Finland, which got aligned in the year 2023, and the last one is Sweden, which got aligned in the year 2024. It is the capitalist countries bloc formed during Cold War. It was formed via a treaty known as Washington Treaty. There is a geographical restriction also. Now there is a question, was Article 5 ever invoked? For that we can have to understand, yes, we can say that only once in the history it was invoked, and that was by 9/11 attack on America by Afghanistan. Now 32 countries together, they attack Afghanistan. All the NATO forces were deployed to Afghanistan for more than 20 years. Now let us understand the Warsaw Pact. Warsaw Pact. It was introduced in the year 1955. It is a treaty of friendship, and there are 7 countries. Since USSR also get dissolved, so this does not exist now. And it was having the socialist countries, and there are 7 countries. There were 7 countries, and those were East Germany, Poland, Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, USSR. That's all. And there is one more question to us, and that is about the Ukraine. See, there is a war in between Ukraine and Russia right now, and Ukraine want to be a part of NATO, but the 32 countries which are the part of NATO, they don't want to include Ukraine, since if they are going to involve Ukraine in NATO, then they have to fight against Russia, and Russia is a big power. So they are helping Ukraine internally, but they are not allowing Ukraine to be a part of NATO. Next is the challenge of bipolarity. That is non-aligned movement. There were 5 countries like India, Indonesia, Yugoslavia, Ghana and Egypt. Those in the year 1955 decided that they are not going to be part of NATO or Warsaw Pact. NAM was engaging with both the blocs without getting involved with them. Presently, there were 120 countries who are the part of this group. But when we had war with China, we seek help from America. And America helped us. But when we had a war with Pakistan, and Pakistan, it got backing from USA, so we got help from USSR, and Russia helped us. So we are having a friendship with USSR. Now what is NAM, or we can say non-aligned movement? NAM was less homogeneous. Therefore, it's difficult to define NAM in precise terms. It was not about being a member of the alliance. It was not about isolationism. It was not about neutrality, because neutrality means staying out of the war. NAM countries played a crucial role in mediating between rivals for peace and stability. It was about engaging with both the blocs equally and not being part of any one of them. By this, I am concluding my video, and if you find my video useful, kindly like, share and subscribe. Thank you.